By now, you know that we have been talking about coming out of comfortable. We've been on this topic for quite some time. And by now, you know that purpose is rarely shaped or made in the comfort zone. But purpose is very often shaped in adversity. So if you're going through a time of adversity, it is likely that you are being shaped or prepared for purpose. God often shapes us, makes us through adversity. Adversity, in fact, is one of the main makers of purpose. God shapes us, He molds us, He makes us, He prepares us for that destiny place through adversity. We don't like it. Our flesh does not like it. It does not feel good. Oftentimes, if given a choice, we will run from it. We will avoid it, right? We will escape the best way that we can. We will find the first exit away from going through, away from adversity, away from hardships, away from difficulty. That's human nature. That's our flesh. That's the human side of us. But there's another side of us that calls for something greater, that yearns for something more. That's that purpose side of us. That's that destiny trait, that destiny, that God side of us, that eternity that Bible says that God has placed in our heart, that reaches for, that yearns for, that longs for something more. That's that destiny spot. That's that G spot, the God spot. That place of longing, that place of God calling, that place that God has put inside of us that He knows that's only shaped in the place of adversity. It's only made in the place of hardship. There's some things that we can go through in softness, in gentleness, and that makes us, right? Some things that we go through and we're made in tenderness. There's some things that, we go through and it requires a gentle touch. It requires a soft touch. But there are some places that only adversity can teach us. There's some places that only challenges and hardships can train us in and teach us. And so this is why coming out of comfortable is so important. There are some places and some things that our comfort zone cannot teach us. There's some things that our reach cannot take us in our comfort zone. We have to reach past the comfort zone to get to. If you're in your comfort zone, there's some places you will never reach. There's some places you will never aspire to. Joseph, in the book of Genesis, we've been talking about Joseph for a while now. Joseph could not get what he needed where he was with his father and his brothers. That's why the dream was bigger than where he was. Joseph had the dream outside of where he was. And so the dream, though it was not understood fully at the time, the dream led him from where he was to Egypt. The process from getting to where he was to Egypt was a painful one. It required betrayal. It required, some hurts, some adversity, some pain, some misunderstanding, right? Joseph did not understand it all. It was God's dream, but Joseph's destiny. It hurt. It was some confusion. It was some misunderstanding. It was some upheavals. And so the same way with you, if you're going to actualize God's dream and your destiny, if you're going to activate the greatness that God has placed on the inside of you, there's going to be some hurts. There's going to be some adversities. If you're going to accept coming out of comfortable, getting out of your comfort zone and reaching beyond where you are, out of that place of comfortable, you too will go through some things. But can I tell you, it's going to be worth it. Reaching past your past, reaching out of where you are. Joseph had to forgive. He had to love past the hurt. He had to love past the pain. He had to see beyond what he saw with his natural eyes. He had to see greater than where he was. He couldn't go back where he came from, right? He had to see where he was greater than where he came from, or he would have went back. Sometimes God will take you from where you are to where you're going. And he had to seemed like God had to burn the way back so he couldn't go back. It seemed like Joseph didn't have anything to go back for, right? Because the situation seemed that bad. But God had to heal him in the process. And so, beloved, God will heal you in the process of the pain of the things you went through in your past. Because God will raise you up. God will heal you of the hurts. He will heal you of the pain of your process, the things that you had to go through that you felt like you shouldn't have had to go through, the unfairness of it, the pain of it, the process of it, the scars, the bumps, the bruises, the hurts, the betrayals, everything that was a part of your process that the enemy meant to destroy you. God will heal you from it and raise you up in the midst of it, that you won't be bitter, but you'll be better. Let me encourage you to come out of comfortable. Reach past your past. Reach beyond the hurts. Reach beyond the limitations. Allow God to make you beyond what you ever thought you could be. Partner with God in this season. Whatever is your limitation, whatever has been your limitation, let God make you beyond that. God wants to make something great out of you. God wants to shape you beyond what you've ever been shaped into before. There's a greater shaping. There's a greater making. There's a greater that God has in store for you. Won't you let him shape you? Won't you let him make you? It hurts right now. He's shaping you. It hurts right now. He's making you. It hurts right now. He's forming you. And my God, there's a masterpiece in the making. Come out of comfortable, beloved. God's doing something great in your life.